Best Performing Hedge Funds Top 5. What do the world's top hedge funds have in common? The answer oftentimes is surprisingly little. This video will look at 5 of the top hedge funds in 2022 and some of the strategies they use. In a world of no-fee exchange-traded funds and index funds and plunging expense ratios, hedge funds often charge clients an annual fee of 2% of assets under management and 20% of gains that reach a certain threshold. So what do you get for these fees? Some of the obscure investing entities specialize in betting on macroeconomic trends, while quantitative hedge funds use advanced computer models to trade the market based on historical data and advanced algorithms. Still others engage in activist investing, taking large positions in companies and agitating management to make certain moves that will benefit shareholders. That said, there are some notable exceptions in the field, and the best hedge funds in the world are massive, time-tested, and market-beating machines. At number 5, we start with TCI Fund Management Limited. While its brand might not be as well known as some of the later picks, it was the top earner among all hedge funds last year on an absolute basis, returning $9.5 billion. Unlike the others, TCI is characterized by an activist bent, meaning the long-only portfolio tends to be highly concentrated in a handful of stocks. Recently, Canadian Pacific Railway Limited, CP, and Canadian National Railway Company, CNI, have been 2 of TCI's largest holdings, with the latter agreeing in January to appoint 2 new independent directors to its board while tapping a new CEO after pressure from the hedge fund. While activism is a far cry from quantitative strategies, TCI is quite good at its specialty, with 2021 returns of 23.3%, marking the 13th straight year of profits for the hedge fund. That streak is the embodiment of the purpose that hedge funds are supposed to serve, posting positive returns year in and year out, regardless of bull markets or bear markets. Number 4 on the list is Citadel LLC. Citadel saw its head honcho Ken Griffin bring in $2.5 billion last year, the 3rd largest haul among hedge fund managers. That figure came on the back of a solid year in which Citadel's multi-strategy operation returned 26.3%. Although that figure actually slightly underperformed the S&P 500's 26.9% return for 2021, it's impressive given that its various strategies run the gamut from stocks and bonds to commodities, macro, and quant-focused offerings. Citadel's long-term track record is remarkable, with a 31-year annualized return of 19%, which far exceeds the U.S. stock market's long-term average return of closer to 10% per year. Citadel posted the 2nd largest total gains of any hedge fund in 2021, according to LCH Investments, hauling in $8.2 billion. At number 3, we have Man Group Limited. Man Group has a somewhat longer track record than the other firms on this list. Its corporate ancestor, a brokerage, was founded in 1783. Nominated by the international finance publication Institutional Investor for both Institutional Hedge Fund Manager of the Year and Most Innovative Hedge Fund Manager of the Year for 2021, Man Group is the world's largest publicly traded hedge fund. It manages more than $151 billion in total, about $97 billion of which is the alternate asset category containing hedge funds. Man Group trades under the ticker EMG on the LSE, pays a 4.5% dividend, and has handily outperformed the S&P 500 over the last 10 years, returning 357% to the benchmark's 198% over that time. Like other hedge funds, Man Group has various investment offerings under its umbrella, ranging from quant funds to long-only credit and equity strategies, illiquid private market investments, and more. The 2nd place goes to Bridgewater Associates. Bridgewater is the world's largest hedge fund with about $150 billion in capital. Since its founding in 1975, Bridgewater has returned $52.2 billion in gains to its investors, more than any other hedge fund on the planet. Ray Dalio, who founded the firm out of his apartment in 1975, has fostered a unique and somewhat controversial work culture at the Westport, Connecticut-based company, characterized by what Dalio calls radical transparency. At a high level, this boils down to a work environment characterized by extremely frank conversations, where social etiquette is eschewed in favor of what Dalio sees as a more efficient, productive, and honest way of doing business. Employees have to embrace accountability and confronting one's own strengths and weaknesses to succeed at Bridgewater, where Dalio has tried to foster a pure meritocracy. This environment, as outsiders have observed and Dalio admits, isn't suitable for everyone, so there's a higher turnover as a result, which is accepted as a cost of doing business. Though harsh, it's hard to argue with the results. Bridgewater is a quant fund and was an early mover in investing based on computer models and reams of data. At the top of the list, we find perhaps the most enigmatic and impressive hedge fund on Wall Street, Renaissance Technologies Medallion Fund. From 1988 to 2018, they clocked annualized returns of 66%. After fees, those annualized returns are still remarkable at 39%. And unlike the typical 2 and 20 that hedge funds charge, the Medallion Fund has been able to put up these incredible numbers while charging 5% of assets under management and 44% of gains. In only 1 year, 1989, did the fund lose money. So what exactly is its secret? The specifics of the strategy aren't elucidated. One is always tempted to guard one's golden goose. But Renaissance's Medallion Fund is a quantitative fund that uses troves of data, tested mathematical models, and algorithms that dictate how capital is deployed. The fund, founded by Jim Simmons, got a head start on rivals with this quant strategy. Simmons was a veritable mathematical genius who, prior to founding arguably the most successful hedge fund ever, achieved breakthrough discoveries that would lead to the development of string theory. In 2021, Medallion returned 48%, and Jim Simmons was the top-earning hedge fund manager in the world, hauling in $3.4 billion. If you enjoyed this video, hit those like and follow buttons and get access to more business and finance top 5 videos.